Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Surviving the Aftermath. So, after the last video, not after the aftermath, I've played this on a bit because, as I said in the previous video, if you watched it, there's no point in just going through this game as I do it, because it's one of those games that's going to take a very long time to get kind of anywhere. That's not to say nothing happens and it's boring, but it's just a lot of busy work kind of. So I did quite a bit in the time in between videos, not a huge amount, just little bits to like make things more tidy and easier for the video, to be honest. So what I've done is, number one, I built a basic dirt road. You can do it off the menu, just go on there and it's one of those, and nothing special. You can't build through your campsite, which is this, so you have to build around it always. You can never build through that at any point. So I just built a road from where the gate's going to be around the campsite, just linking up this and around there. So that's number one thing that I did. Also, I think I had to build a new, I built an emergency shelter there, which is similar to tents. You can see there it takes 6 colonists, and you've got a tent which takes 3. The emergency shelter is just a bigger tent. I think that people don't like it as much because they're living closer together and they've got less chance to reproduce. I think there's something like that about it, but basically it's just another not very great temporary place to house people. I think I had a couple of settlers come who wanted to join, and that'll happen often. There's lots of random events in this game, and when they turn up early, you'll just get 3 settlers, and it will say, do you want to let them in? And you can. My advice would be to do it because you kind of need them. Later on, once you've linked with the outside world, which we'll come to a bit later, then they'll come with more description of who they are. So you'll have like 3 adults, 2 elders, 4 kids, for example, plus they come with resources. Sometimes they come with a specialist, and you'll have to go through all the possibilities of what they bring and who they are and whether you've got room to fit them and whether they're going to be useful, just like you would in real life. So one thing to bear in mind is at the top, where it's got the top bar, the little icon on the very top left is a smiley face, which is basically obviously where your population are happy, and at the moment they're kind of like, that's how I describe that face. And the next thing next to that, where it's got like a man carrying a box like Parcelforce, is how many. The 14 is your overall population, but the 6 is how many free people you have in your colony. And that's very important because you'll need them to do work and occupy buildings, to do stuff, but also you need 3 people, spare people, that is, not 3, as in number 3, but you need spare people to carry stuff, whether it's to build a new building or carry resources from here to there or whatever it is. So you don't want to go down to none, absolutely, because then no one's going to be moving anything around. And you ideally don't want 1 or 2, you want at least 2 or 3, and that's the minimum. So extra people to do that is always important. So anyway, that's things that happened. I also built, I built a tent. I built a plastic recycler, which is this. It's very similar to all the things in this. It's just like a building that does, there's one that does metal scrap, one that does a wood one, which I'll show you in a minute, which is a lumberyard. There's a plastic recycler, and it recycles plastic. So you need to build it near plastic, and the zone is where they'll collect it from. You can move the zone, but basically that's where it's collected from. And what will happen if that plastic there runs out, there, is you can change the zone so they'll go to that one. But you'll have to physically change their collection zone. But it's not, it says there move work area on the right hand side next to recycler, the square button, and you can just change the work area to include that, or you can move the recycler, it depends what will suit you. Also, you can see where it says options, you've got 2 people, and you can have more or less. You can you can't have more, actually, you can have less. You can get rid of some of those people if you think you don't want to, and at some point generally in this game, because you'll need people for something, whatever it might be, or something, need them to harvest food or something, you'll need to move people around. So you've got 2 there, but you can take 1 away, you can take 2 away. Obviously with 2 it's mass production of the facility, but you can cut it down if you need someone somewhere else. So I did that there, and also here we have similarly lumberyard, which is basically a wood refinery or a wood recycler, but it's obviously different. So there we've got 1 person working at the moment, and we could just, there you can see, you just click on R2 and we could pick another. We've got 6 spare, so we will pick another, and there she is. So now we've got 2 people working there, and there's their work area, which is that wood here. And if that runs out, we can move the work area to wherever there's more wood, or we can move the lumberyard. Some buildings don't require anyone to work in them. So for example, with a water storage facility doesn't need anybody, and a well doesn't need anybody. But some do. And the only other thing I think I built during the time while I was playing off video is this, which is a scout tower, which does exactly what it says, it scouts. So what you get with that is you get a tower, and 1 person will go to man the tower. So it takes a person, and what they'll do is they'll scout, and there you can see the area. And literally that person will just go wandering around the land and scout. Look for wastes or anything you can use, look for hazards, look for anything you can use, basically, anything that's there. So you might find there's there's a river there or something. So that's what they'll do, and you can see where it says on the right hand side, scout tower, where it says scouted 53%, so that means there's still another 47%, he said, being a mathematician, to still scout. So when he's finished, the only thing he'll still do after that is he'll go back to the scout tower, and he'll act as a kind of lookout guard. So if you get a wild animal comes, he'll fight them off. He'll have a crossbow, I think is the initial weapon in this, crossbow. So he'll have a crossbow. If you end up later on when you've got guns, then he'll have a gun. And later on you can upgrade scout towers to watchtowers, and you can build watchtowers, and the scout towers you can upgrade to be that. But at the moment it's just a scout tower. So that's the only other thing I built in the time in between. I suppose I built quite a lot of things. So that's that. So the next thing is that I wanted to say is the point to the game, which is obviously important. So obviously the first point to the game is surviving the aftermath, which is kind of obvious, I suppose, but you need to survive, and that will take part in a couple of different ways. So firstly, kind of ongoing, you need to survive from day to day. So that's like natural hazards, which is maybe wild animals. There are quite a lot of wild animals. Some you can eat. In fact, anything I think that you fight, not humans, but anything you fight here, as in beetles, mutated beetles, these antelopes that are bears. There's always bears in these games. I think there's wolves as well, and these rats. Anything you fight, I think you kill it, you can eat it later and cook it. So that's always useful food. So there's survival from day to day, and also that's obviously keeping your population fed and having enough water and having enough shelter. So that's number 1. And the number 2 thing is winter. And surviving winter is hell, because that's the most difficult part of the game, I'd say. Because when winter comes, you'll get a little notification that says winter's approaching. It can be really bad because it will use up a lot of your resources. You won't be able to get fresh water from rivers. Wells will still function, but you won't be able to get fresh water if you've got water collectors. You won't be able to get fish from rivers because the rivers will freeze over. There's a thing later where you can fish in frozen rivers, but you don't get as much fish. I can't remember what that's called, but that's later. Any crops you've got, if you have, they won't be able to be grown in the winter. So you'll have a lot of need for supplies, things you've stored up, which is why you need to store a water collector, you need to store food. If you have these berry bushes lying around, I think the first time I played this, it's very tempting to kind of get all the berries because it's kind of free food, but don't. because what will happen then is if there's nowhere else to get food and there's no berry bushes anywhere near, you won't have anything you can do. Whereas if you always leave these, always try and get different forms of food, even if it means scouting around, maybe you'll find some wild animals, fishing. But if you always leave at least one of these maybe around, there's another one there, so leave a few if you can. So when it comes to winter, you've got some available food if things get desperate. So that's that. And the final part of the game, which is the main objective, I'd say at this point that isn't just surviving, is building the gate. Because you can't go, this is the outside world, there it is, and you can't go into other sectors until you've built the gate. And then once you've built the gate, you send your specialists out and they'll stand somewhere here with binoculars and they'll look out into this. It takes a little bit of time depending on who they are. That's why it's good to have a scout, because they'll do it quicker. So that's what scouts do, they do that quicker. And they'll look out here with binoculars. It'll take a little bit of time and they'll see what's there, and once they've kind of revealed this area or this area or this area, then you can move into it depending on what's there. So that's how that works. So the main point early on is to kind of build this, which is the gate, because that's how you access the outside world. It's how you get more people coming, which you'll need. And you can see there it needs 190 in wood, which we're nearly at, but 175 in plastic, which we're nowhere near. We've got 22. So what we would do then, because that's, like I said, that's a important thing, because you can't, until you get research points, which is going out in the outside world and getting them, you can't do any research, and research is key to upgrading anything and doing anything. So what you want to do then is we will go along here and find a recycler, and we'll find somewhere that's worth plastic. There's plastic there, there's plastic here, and we'll just plonk it there, plonk being the official word, and that's fine. Do we put 2 there? We don't want 2 there. We got 2 there. Oh, if we got 2 there, we'll demolish one in a minute. But anyway, we'll put that there, and when I start the game, I've had it on pause, so when I start the game, people will go that way and they'll start going to build it. And the reason I'm going to build another one there is self-evident, because we've got a lack of plastic, and we need plastic to progress actually, because we can't progress to anything really, including heating for winter. You need a kind of furnace thing. I'm sure you need resources from, or research actually, you need research to do that, so you need that for winter. So you do need that, it's very important. So we'll go out there and we will find, oh no, we can do a burner, that's that thing, which is what you'll need for winter, but we don't need that yet, but you will need that, but we can do that apparently. So just checking where, yeah, we'll just build a road to get to our newfound recyclers. If it builds 2, then okay, it builds 2, I don't care. It's fine, we can just double recycle. There's a lot of recycling, just means that we do it quicker, and we can put, we've got 7, no we've not, we've got 5 people, we can put 1 in each, that's fine. If you notice these people glowing, that's a glowing person, there's a glowing person, and trust me, they're not glowing with happiness. So what that is they're irradiated, and you'll get people that have various ailments, and basically that's just tough. And they probably get it from this, because there's pollution everywhere. You can clean that up later, but that's quite a long way down the research tree, with which we're nowhere near. So just don't build houses on that, yeah, try and avoid them at the moment. But people will get irradiated, people will get sick, and depending on what it is, you'll have to build, where is it? You'll have to build, I'm not even sure if we've got access to it yet, a medical tent. So we could build that. We've got the resources, but again, it takes away the time we can build the gate. The other thing we kind of want to build is a warehouse. where we can put all our resources. I know we've got storage pit, but it's not the same. Where those storage pits and things, they store things that are food based really. So I think we'll. Oh, that didn't go well. I think we'll build that. Can we build that? It's very hard. You'll never have the resources early. Even later, actually, you won't. Why can't we build that? I don't know. Oh, okay, so there you go, that's the answer. Build the gate to unlock. So we can't even build a warehouse yet. So we will build a medical tent because we've got the resources, we might need it. But medical tent, same as some of the other buildings, won't show you yet, but you'll need to staff it. So you'll need at least one person there as a medic, nurse or doctor, whatever. Oh, colonist Riley died of radiation sickness, so they're going to be a bit too late for the medical tent, but oh well, that's a shame. Now the other thing about colonists dying, that's good it happened now. No, it's not good, but not good for them. If someone dies, what will happen, it's actually quite funny. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny. What will happen is they just die where they die. I don't know where that person died, but let's see. No, it's not going to show us, because I missed the moment. But when someone dies, they literally fall where they die. So what you might need to do, or what you will need to do at some point, is you'll have to build a burial pit, because you don't want dead bodies lying about. Now, where to build this is as far away from the people as you can without it being ridiculously out of the way. So, for example, there I'm not going to build. It is near the pollution, but hopefully we don't have to go there very often. So we build that there. You don't have to build roads to everything, by the way. I mean, they'll still walk to get there. It's just that I'm being a bit extra. But I think it looks nicer. Not looks nicer, it just makes it... Once you build roads, it helps me at least kind of think of the dynamics and the shape of what I'm trying to do with the colony. So that's why I build roads. So I built a road there. And what will happen is when that is built, I think you have to have someone occupy that as well as a worker. But then what will happen, like there's our medical tent and someone's already there doing medical stuff. So hopefully those two irradiated people that are left will be sorted. When someone dies and they drop dead in the road, once you have someone working at the burial pit, someone will come out, find the body, literally, and take it there. You can see them come and get the body. So I don't know where that body dropped, but wherever it is, they'll come and sort it out. But the funny thing is, if nobody, if there's no burial pit, they won't pick it up, which is a bit weird because it's like, okay, they're all going about their business. So if you saw someone drop dead, regardless of whether or not you've got a burial pit, wouldn't you just take it into the forest and dump it at least so it's not on the road? But they'll just leave it where it... So obviously, it's a harsh world after the aftermath, and you're used to seeing dead bodies on the road. So when you see one, you're just like, just step over it. I've got to go somewhere. The one other thing you'll want to build, which I haven't built, which I forgot, is an outhouse, because you'll need that. Again, that will become contaminated over time. So again, it's not a thing you want bang in the middle of town. You'll probably want more than one at some point, but I'm going to put one on the road to the burial pit, plus it's near the housing, most of the housing. So that's why. So there you go. Always check your specialist. Top bar there, you see the two of our specialists are doing something. You'll know they're doing something because they've got those two little icons below their portrait. The greenhouse thing, if that's not a greenhouse thing, if it's faded, it means they're not in your colony. It means they're out in the big wide world, but they won't be yet because we haven't got a gate. And the little crowbar thing means they're scavenging. If it was a gun, it would mean they're in conflict or possibly doing watch duties. But at the moment, they're both scavenging. I think they're scavenging a berry bush or something like that. So, but at the moment, unfortunately, we haven't got any other source of food other than berry bushes. because the sea, or whatever that is, it's probably just, I don't know if that's sea or river or a lake or whatever, but whatever that is, it's in an awkward place because our gate kind of stops us using any way around there, or what will be the gate, and we've got trees around here all the way along here, and then that's getting a bit far away. So we will access the water for fish at some point, but at the moment we haven't got that option. And again, everything you do uses resources, and you can see we were 177 wood when I talked about the gate, and we were near, and now we're 41 because we're building a burial pit. That's why it keeps going down now. So everything you build, we built a medical tent, everything uses resources, and now we're nearer with plastic than we were with wood. And like I said, you want to get to the gate, but not at the detriment to everything else you're doing. So that's what it is. So anyway, that is all I'm going to say on this game for this time, because we had a little accident there. What's happened here? Damaged. I don't know why they got damaged. You can repair things, so that's fine. Later on there's a maintenance building that repairs things automatically if you have someone there, and da-da-da-da-da. But as long as you've got the resources, you can repair things, so that's fine. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna finish this video now, because as I said, this is a game that there's no point in just doing an ongoing end video, start again at the same place kind of thing, even more so than usual. And I'll run this on a bit, and I'll probably run it on to the point where I can build the gate, I'm going to say. So anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming and surviving the aftermath, and in the meantime, take care for now.